Hi, this is Benandorf. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness. We last left off, we were dealing with these unruly mob of peasants that are trying to support communist rulership, leadership, rulership, either way, trying to change our government to one that is communist. And of course, we had taken some more of China. So before we unpause, let's see what we can do as far as reforms. Wow. A lot of people want universal voting rights, so I'll give them that one. And that allows us to enact women's suffrage, which decreases militancy and non-colonial and increases the poor and middle vote while decreasing rich vote. Why not? I'll take it. And now let's get started. I wonder who the lucky ones will be that will, or the lucky miner that will end up being, I can't speak today. The lucky miner who will end up going bankrupt today. And it looks like it's New Zealand. Hooray for them. We've reached some more enemy rebels. And we have a lot of naval supplies, so what I'm going to do is move the second fleet over here to Sinai, just to hold out and, keep an eye on things. And let's build another fleet. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dreadnoughts. And then 21 or 20 cruisers. And that will put us just a little over the supply limit. But I'm not worried about that. We have plenty more on their way. So we should be able to have a very large army. And these rebels are quickly dissipating. They can't hope to stand against my armies, and so it's probably pretty smart of them to bail before I wipe them all out. And success there. Let's see, still some in Brunei. And these troops seem to want to sit in the mountains for some reason. I'm going to turn off hunting rebels and move them somewhere that they won't have issues with supply limits. We've taken back one of the bits of land that the rebels have taken. And finishing off some more rebels. Here we go. So there's 9,000 left. It looks like I am going to have to move the troops from Southeast Asia over to get rid of the rebels in Brunei, but such is life. It will only take a short amount of time and is worthwhile. There are... Oh, Dynam goes bankrupt. And there are a lot of unemployed craftsmen here in Henan. But I trust the capitalists to take care of that. And we finished off all of the rebels in the home islands. Let's get onto the boat and we can finish off the last few communist rebels. Also, another newspaper's come out. And another article about our victory, but that's pretty much it of note. Automobile prices have gone down as well, I saw. There we go, no more rebels. So they are all wiped out. So let's send this army back to Southeast Asia. There we go. And let's build another stack of troops. So first off, we're going to need 4 guard from the home islands. But the rest I believe I can pull from China. So let's check again. I'll need 9 infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then two armor and engineer. So 1 engineer and armor. Let's see. Dragoons appear to be still the one to go with as far as cavalry. So 1, 2, 2 dragoons and airplane. That's all we really need. So I'm going to shift this a little bit and only put in 3 units of recon, which will then allow us to put in another unit of armor or infantry. Another unit of infantry, and then 10 artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And hopefully, if I counted that right, that should create another stack of 90,000 troops. Oh, electricity's come to another state. Might be here in... No? Well, just another state then. And our taxes are apparently not adequate, so I'm going to raise taxes in the middle class. And we're back in the green again. Telephones are being built in Shandong. That's of quite a bit of value. And our industrial power is now number 1. Look at us. We have, however, dropped down below the US again in military power, but that's because they're at war and have decided to raise their reserves despite being at war with someone that has 0 military strength. Literally all they're doing is cutting down these minor states to size. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but they've decided to, and apparently need to raise reserves for that. But another newspaper, and again, nothing very noteworthy in this newspaper. We have plenty of leadership, so I'm going to create another admiral and general. And all of our navies are starting to build pretty well. And another crisis over in Poland. I'm still not interested in supporting it, which means no one else is. Fascist newspaper. In the Bonin Island, it means literally nothing, so I'll just let the lower class take it. If I recall, yes, there's 21,000 people here now. Population is positively booming. And we are slowly building up in Jiangsu the number of Japanese. So eventually may be able to turn that into a state, although time's starting to run a little low. It's a little annoying that our military power isn't number 1, but that's because of the US doing their crazy thing and building up some more dreadnoughts should take care of that. Suzhou is now electrified. Excellent. And I'm going to raise taxes on the rich as well, which brings us up to plenty of money, but the rich are doing all right, and we have tons in the national bank, so they can afford to invest. And cotton. I will take the prestige. It looks like the Chinese Empire is having some problem with fascists. That's interesting. Perhaps they will go fascist before we will. And, of course, a pandemic has shown up, so I'm going to fight it with every resource we have. Commercial retailers in Wake. It's a small state, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to slowly pay off, well, as quickly as I can, pay off these loans, because interest is no fun. Another newspaper. Future music. Jukeboxes have been invented, And an electric razor has been as well. And a fad of pole sitting. I feel like that's a euphemism, but I don't know if that actually is or if it's a real thing. An Egyptian tomb has been discovered. Give us some more prestige and research. Hurrah! Considering that you can only put in 100 research points into technology each day, and we're getting over half of that, that means that those research points should give us the full research rate for quite a while. But modern army doctrine, time to finish off the last research or the last technology in the army doctrines, or in army techs, and then we'll move on to navy, and maybe get limited access roads. Those might be worthwhile. Another corps has been added, and right now we're just letting infamy bleed down a little bit. Fascists have taken some more space in the upper house, but there we go. We can give some more reforms. See which one they want the most. Looks like secret ballots it is. I have to apologize here. It would appear that during taping I had a bit of a technical issue that I did not realize until after events had started to get away from me, and I lost the year of 1922. However, not a whole lot happened there. I finished up the research that I started a little before 22 began, and started on the research that you see I am currently researching in 23. Like I said, I upgraded a little bit. I kept building to my navy and my army. Upgraded a naval port or two. Nothing major happened. So, again, apologize, but on the whole, didn't miss a whole lot, and instead, I will make it up to you by making the rest of this episode exceptionally exciting. So, please enjoy. And so, as the new year dawns, and I did have to reload there, I had a bit of an issue on my end, so of course there's bankruptcy, and we will have to wait and let our economy shake out. There we go. I think it may be time to do some conquering. So, decisions. Who's going to be the lucky one first? It looks like I do have a truce with China for a while. So, first one's first. Let's see, where did I put the 9th Army? I'm going to move one of these other armies down here. And I think Fujian is where we're going to take. First, send them an insult to make them no longer best friends with me. In an international crisis, I'm not really interested in backing. There we go. I might get involved in this crisis. It's looking like everybody's gonna support the Russians. In which case, might as well get involved. It'll give me some extra prestige and cut some more prestige from France. A fascist march. I will let all the pops in Kanto become more fascist. That suits me. We have some cash to spend, so I'm going to upgrade a few of these forts. Let's going to go ahead and support the Russian Empire. And going to raise taxes, at least on the poor, get back to sort of the ratio we'd like. And, these guys just love me. Apparently, they cannot have high enough relations with me. Army organization and morale just got a boost, which is nice because we're going to need it. First one's first, let's acquire a state from Gongxi, yeah, I think that would be it. And an election event, so we can try and get the fascists back in power. I don't know that we will succeed, but we can try. I'm thinking Manchuria may be another target here before too long, but also going to go ahead and move some of our very powerful navy to be ready to blockade the enemy as soon as I need them to. We will have the 4th Fleet's almost done, at which point we will send it on to be ready to blockade as well. So as soon as this war starts, we will quickly be able to overrun them. Oh, look at that. We can now enact some social reforms. A lot of people want minimum wage. A lot of people want safety regulations, which I don't like because it increases factory costs and decreases everyday needs. It basically just slows down the economy. Good subsidies are okay. They want good pensions. Nobody wants... school systems. I'll take the school systems. Better late than never on increasing literacy. And protectionism is what we want in this case. Chinese fascists are just running rampant. Well, they were running rampant. Looks like they've actually been cleared out, except in Taiwan. I'm going to shift the First Army back to a little bit better position. Let's see, we've got quite a few more days to wait before we're ready for this. War. And protectionism again. Oh, standing in the woods or the jungle doesn't seem like the place to be, so let's move on to hills. There we go. And just watching our bank account go up as we wait. Man, we have apparently some unemployed. I'm not sure how that worked out, but supporting jingoism in this election event. And it's soon will be time to go off on another Chinese miner. Residency, hooray! Support everything the fascists want. Nitroglycerin in another state, that should increase our production, if not necessarily our income by much. And choosing moralism. Fascist newspaper, in Manchuria. Poor strata are the ones we want to read. Oh, and that reminds me, just in case we do get a fascist rebellion, I'm going to leave the Homeland Protection Front off of suppress rebels, choosing residency in this event. Let's see, halfway there about to the war justification. Means we may not even go over infamy cap. Doesn't look like we will, even if we got found out now. But another core. And choosing moralism. And because these fleets are all done, let's build another. There's an old saying, one good fleet deserves another. I don't think that's actually the saying, but there are old sayings. And 1, 2... Oh, there we go. So, building another fleet of 30 ships. And armor just increased its max speed, but significantly increased supply consumption. And then additional attack and defense, and a lot higher supply consumption. They do have pretty good stats at this point, though. 20 attack, 11 defense. Almost good as infantry on defense, and the best of anything on offense, it looks like. And not going with secularized. That's not how fascists roll. Let's see. Can expand a naval base here. And that's it looks like. Who conservative faction just won? Huh, how about that? Fascists won only 11%, so they're still a ways off, but it could happen. We will need a lot of luck, but it could happen. And we got a whole four infamy from that one. Firepower plus mobility will make and battlefield destruction doctrine will both make our armies even more powerful than they already are. It's not going to be anywhere close to being a close fight. Close to close, yeah, I know. That's what I just said. And we will get it after the end of this year, but Navy's just got an upgrade. So we're going to research the last important one here in modern naval design, which will take less than a year to finish. And literacy's starting to tick up pretty quickly, actually. I can't believe the US is still ahead of us in military power. Oh, it's because they have a very large navy. That's annoying. I guess it's probably because they have so many states that they can just build naval bases everywhere. But that said, we have a lot of states and are building lots of naval bases. Well, most of them it looks like are done. We may not be able to lay down any more ships after these. How obnoxious. Perhaps some of these other naval technologies will raise the value of each ship, though. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but Upper House just got rearranged. Fascists gained 4.5%. Battleships and dreadnoughts are faster, and artillery's a little better, but a lot higher consumption. Now let's see. We can now gain, or we now can enact another reform. I'm just going to jump straight to based in population for Upper House. And hopefully that doesn't anger people too much. But it looks like we don't have anything to worry about from any of these rebels. So I won't worry about it. Now, let's see. Wake needs to be expanded. The police state, well, that just decreased rebel gain. I'm okay with that. And we have gained our CB. So, first things first, I'm going to raise taxes on the middle and the rich, all up to the 50% arbitrary number, not the actual effective tax. And let's take some land. So, acquire state. Ooh. Jiangxi might be worth getting. So before I declare war, let's see, this one is very large. Oh my, that would be an extremely valuable state. But Fujian has the naval capacity and is also very large. So I'll start with that one. Heck, I might, well, no, with that amount of war score necessary, yeah. I was going to say I could take both, but that's not going to happen, so. Anyways, onwards and upwards to war. These battles are going to be laughably one-sided. Hey look, they still can't defend against gas attack. That is unfortunate for them. Not for us, though. Works out quite well for our Japanese armies. Hordes at this point, I suppose, would be a better descriptor. But successful battles with huge casualties on their side and minimal on our side. You know, normal stuff. And running a little low on cash, but we can run a deficit for a short amount of time. This will not be a long war. Even with all of the occupation we have to be doing. And let's even bring in another army to help clean up down here. And, oh, all sorts of things happening in occupation. Infantry are now stronger, thanks to interwar infantry, as well as guard and engineers being stronger. Factories are a little bit more efficient. And another occupation. So, gonna move on to the next place to take. And we have engaged on a number of fronts, all of them extremely successful, starting to occupy, having them try and occupy bits of our land or the land that was theirs but we took back, or we took from them. Another occupation finished. Another couple battles, very successful. Let's see. They have 194 brigades left. We'll see if that lasts. Looking at the newspaper, news of our victories and unimportant nations completing some research. Plus, Württemberg is afraid of Prussia. Good for them. Noteworthy, though, is Bauhaus architecture, which has recently come into vogue. And, of course, has a little article here. But, let's see. King Hai is also... that's where these guys are coming from. Well, I guess that just means they would like to be occupied as well. I don't know why anyone would join a war against me, but it does not seem like a very good decision. One of the last decisions they'll make. In fact, because the war score is separate here, I could even add a war goal, perhaps. Oh, but I don't have enough jingoism support. Never mind. I was going to say I could add a war goal and take something from them as well, since at this point we don't care about our infamy anymore. Oh my. Those last techs just skyrocketed our military score to the extent that we are now 500 above mobilized US and far, far above everybody else. So yeah, infamy no longer a thing to us. We have about 11 and a half years, so let the world burn and let the world become Japanese. Successful battles all over the place, and occupations proceeding nicely, as they are wont to do. So just continuing to wipe out huge chunks of enemy troops, and take huge chunks of enemy land. Yawn. These battles are so... or these wars are so one-sided anymore. Not even a challenge. And yeah, another successful battle there, another completed occupation, another day, another dollar. As someone much cooler than I am probably would say, or I would say in a cringe-worthy attempt to be cool. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. And these, as with all of these wars, I almost feel bad for our enemies. But that doesn't seem like a very winner thing to do, so rather than feel bad, I will simply laugh at them. And another successful occupation. Ooh, looks like we just lost some of the land that we took from them. Oh, yeah, disloyal regiments. Now's a good time for that. Lazy regiments. And going to raise taxes on... I'll let the rich hold it for now. They're certainly a less dangerous version of... Well, they don't have the danger of making the poor angry. The rich aren't going to rise. There we go. Another couple occupations, another couple of successful battles. This one here may be one of the larger battles we've seen in a while. And because it's in hills, there's only 5 units across, which is saving the Chinese armies, at least for the moment. But our organization is much higher than theirs, so in the long run, we will win. Let's see, our infantry have a max of 120, theirs have a max of 52.5. So yeah, this is not going to end any way. Well, there's only one way for this to end. Let's put it that way. Caught a tiny fleeing army, which we completely annihilated. Another complete wipeout. Let's see. Not quite to the point where they will give in yet, it looks like. But their number of brigades are quickly dropping. And this battle here is going to take forever in these hills. But King Hai is having a serious problem with fighting us. Who would have expected that? Still not enough jingoism support, but it is growing quickly, so who knows? Maybe I'll get there. Another couple successful occupations. And here comes the surrender, so I will accept it. And I'm going to spread this army back out to defend all of the borders we need it to. That should pull all of the armies out of enemy lines, or out of enemy territory, I should say. And I'm going to send the ships back to whence they came, which would be all over the place. Fifth Fleet's growing nicely. We should have some dreadnoughts soon, which will help to increase our military power even further. Oh, duh, that's why our military power was so high, because we were at war. I should have known that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. And gonna toss national focus here to encourage capitalists. So we'll pull clerks out of Chubu. And that should help skyrocket our industrial score even further, you know, not that it really needs it at this point. Let's see, Henan has pretty good capitalists right now, but we'll keep it growing a little longer before switching it over to just flat out encouraging craftsmen. Ooh, our literacy took a little bit of a hit from that, but so it goes. More archaeology. We're looking at the newspaper, more archaeological discoveries in Egypt, and a rocket flight has been successful. Let's attend these Olympic Games for all of that prestige. Let's see, yeah, all of our men are back securely in our land, it looks like. And we are number one in everything. Even above the US with their mobilization, which is still a very poor choice on their part. So, as part of this new screw the infamy limit, I'm a kill everybody plan, let's start a conquest of Manchuria. I imagine it will probably be found very quickly, at which point we will be far above the infamy limit. At which point we'll see if the rest of the world wants to tango. It would not be a good choice on their part. I can lose militancy or consciousness, I'll lose militancy. Let's look at the rebels. We're moving up and down a little bit, but there we go. We have broken the infamy limit, so come what may. We will see if the world will open up against us. I rather doubt it, though. Not interested in backing either side in this crisis. Our tanks just got more valuable. And we do have some crises, but it's not as clear cut. So I'm going to let the great powers in Europe deal with it. Oh, additional nice little invention here, with the big change is the lower supply consumption and mechanized mining. I'm going to decrease taxes back on the rich and the middle. Which even further, we have more than enough money at the moment, which we should, or I'm going to look around and see where it is we can upgrade some more naval ports out here in the Pacific, if anywhere. I'm not sure we will be able to anywhere. Let's see, Tonga's upgraded fully, Kiribate's upgraded fully. What about Wake? Wake needs more upgrades. And another reform. Acceptable school system it is. See if we can't raise this literacy even further. And there goes modern naval design. So next one I'm going to choose is limited access roads. Manchu Menace. Good. Speed up our war making. Yeah, our consciousness will probably skyrocket due to high infamy. But hey, look, another core. How about that? Our military power went up a little bit from that next invention, or that next bit of research. Oof, I missed it by 1 day. That's alright, I'll reload on the... Well, I'll reload it here. But anyways, upper house rearranges, and airplanes just gain some more organization and a lot more defense. So, I'll leave it there for today. We have completely ignored the infamy limit and our most powerful country in all three of the major categories in the entire world. So, thus, nobody's willing to mess with us. US is fairly close to us in military power, and the next highest is the UK, who is about a third. So I think we should have no problem in just rolling. We may even take chunks of Russia or take Mongolia. At this point, the world is our oyster. But thanks for watching, and check back soon for more Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness.